Okay, everyone, before we get into the wrap up for the 1st of June 2023, just to let you know, if you want access to this watch list to be emailed to you, all of the charts that are annotated and all that kind of stuff, link is in the description below, or you can just go over to www.StatsEdgeTrading.com. So let's just pop right into it here, and we're going to start, as always, with Bitcoin. Really not too much happened today. Again, I've been saying it for forever. This 27,000 area seems to be that all that matters. There's really not a huge significant level if you go too far back in time. But for now, we are hard stuck here. So I really kind of implore people that are trading it just to, sit on your hands or trade shorter term, or, pick your shot of which way you think it's going to go. Use a wide enough stop that you're not getting chopped through all this crazy move that's going on. Because I know a lot of people are probably having a bad time. I apologize for my voice. It's partly, I think, the air quality from the fires that are going on here, but I think mostly it is the daycare plague that Chuck has brought home yet again. Next, we're watching Ocean here, OCAN. Again, this is the anchored VWAP from this swing high, and then we're holding the anchored VWAP from that swing low. So we're continuing to kind of like pop between these things here, chopping back and forth. I'm looking for it to rest for maybe another day or two, or even pull back a bit, and then break through. That's where I would like to get involved. So far, we have kind of two topping tails that show that, or three topping tails, that every time we get over this, we kind of sell back down. But with Bitcoin down today and this thing being up, that's actually pretty impressive to me. That looks like a bad tick on UUP right there. There's no way that happened. But basically just watching this candle right here, and then we pulled off of that candle from these highs right here. So maybe something going on with, let's do session. No, it looks like a bad tick. Got through there, but UUP, again, it falling off of this $28, $29 resistance area. We got to see what's going to happen there. For cable, I talked about the trade that I was in. This thing kind of continues to move. GPP All right, we have this anchored VWAP from the swing low. We pulled back to it, kind of messed around for a few days, and then we started to break up. So I talked about this yesterday and the day before. Said, hey, if this thing starts to move, I'm going to get involved. So I'm involved in some of that. And then gold. So we go into gold right here. Same kind of thing, right? We're just dealing with this prior high. We pulled back into it, which is also the anchored VWAP from that prior high. So those two kind of levels of support together made me confident enough to take a shot on this one. So I am back in gold, trading this one mainly from the long side because of the long-term picture here, where we have this kind of cup and handle going on, broke out of this trend line, pulled back right into it. So hopefully we kind of push in here, and then we're in at a good low risk area to get us to all-time highs here. So into trade ideas here for the looking at the overall market, and we're still kind of struggling with this 420 type area, dealing with this high right here, but we did push through and we did actually close through. So this is a closing high right here on this one, so that's really good. And there's a lot of people, myself included, that were looking for a little bit stronger of a push down, with some of the semis and things like that being a bit overextended. And then we have the anchored VWAP from this low right here. Came back down to it pretty much to the tick twice, and then started to push off that one. And then ARC, which I use as my proxy for junk stocks, actually doing pretty well here, breaking out from the anchored VWAP from this high, but breaking out here and pushing a little bit higher here on ARC. Again, a closing high, finally closing above a lot of this kind of junk right here. So, again, I use ARC as kind of a risk on, risk off indicator. Try to see what's going on when it comes to under the hood and risk tolerance, right? We all know that Kathy invests in unprofitable names, kind of junky names. So when Kathy and those junky names are pushing higher, it just kind of means that there's more of a taste for that kind of stuff. KRE, I'm still watching this black line right here, which sits at about, a $41-ish dollars. If we can get and clear through that, I'm going to take a shot on KRE. And then XLU is back to this support area where it actually bounced prior. And the fact that XLU is dealing on a lower support like this, again, just kind of reiterates the fact that the market is a little bit okay with some risk tolerance right now. You can see the support right here was a double bottom right there and started to push higher, and then also support right there as well. So into the watch list. So we have ETNB. This was put on here yesterday. We had a good day today, so I actually picked up some of that as that started to push up. BEMA, which I have been in for a while, BMEA, continuing to break out and actually finally closing above this area, which is what I wanted to see. Because we had all these topping tails. Every time it would get up in this area, sellers would come in late in the day and kind of push it down. Looks like those sellers may have moved to the side for now. We added a TOL, T-O-L, to the watch list. Quickly, one of my favorite scans in trade ideas is just the anchored VWAP from these large gaps. And, the power that this is giving me is quickly just becoming the only type of trade that the main type of trade that I'm taking from a swing trading point of view. So if we anchored the VWAP from this low right here, you can see we pull back on this day. We tagged that anchored VWAP perfectly, and then we started to bounce. Then we have this little base going in here. So I'm just looking for it to break out of this base. I actually took some Riot today, Riot blockchain. There we go, on experimental version here. But yeah, on Riot blockchain, we actually broke out of and closed above these highs. That was a very important zone right there. So I picked up some Riot blockchain. We're just trying to see if we can get a pop from there. OTEX, this one's just a very basic support and resistance kind of a play. We gap up because of earnings, then we put in this nice base right here. So I'm looking to see a close over that guy right there, see if we can push a little higher. IDCC, which is, let's just go into IDCC, basically just playing off of this zone right in through here. Again, same kind of thing. We had a big move and gap because of earnings. Then we have some sideways consolidation, looking to see if this breaks out. TTWO is something that I talked about last time. This one's not new. As long as it's holding this anchored VWAP from this gap, that's what's interesting to me there on TTWO. And LYV, I talked about this yesterday, really strong name today. You can see the anchored VWAP from before this area. Came back down, touched that perfectly, and then started to push up. So really significant anchored VWAP right here. So if we can get some continuation the next day, I know I'm wrong if we break this area right here. And then last but not least, it's just Wingstop. I've been watching this for a while. If we kind of break under and close under this area, I'll get rid of it. But the idea is that this 200 area was a big deal. Broke out of it. Now we've tested it, I think, 3 times. So if we start to move off it, might say that there's a buyer in there that, is holding it up. Actually, a few more that I forgot about. Wayfair is looking interesting. We're breaking up here on Wayfair. Wayfair has a 30% short float on this one. So if this really gets going above this zone, that could get wild. Shake Shack held this anchored VWAP really good. I picked up some right here as it kind of bounced off that zone. I'm wrong if it gets under this point. If it gets up to these highs here, then that's a good risk-reward play already. And then just an update on my Triple V play. Triple V is basically just dealing with the anchored VWAP from before this earnings date. It spent like 5 days just kind of chopping around that level. Pushed off it yesterday, even though the market was down. That's what got me into it. Nice little continuation today. So really what we got to watch is it going to fail at this level? If not, hopefully it continues to and through these highs right here. So again, come on over to StatsEdgeTrading.com. Sign up for the email list to get these emailed directly to you. No cost. nothing to sell you there. If you're interested in the trading tools you saw me use, you can check out that section on the website. Just full disclosure, those are affiliate links. So they do help, support me doing this kind of stuff. So thank you very much. Have a good one.